If you are waiting for proxy to generate, you are at the right place. Here I have 4 files and I import them in Resolve, and Resolve is not as fast as it should. What should I do? Generating proxy. What is proxy file? Is basically you take your file, you kind of compress it in a way that your editor is happy with it. So that's the general idea. Now, the thing is, when you do it in Resolve, it takes a long time and you can't really work when it's happening. So I came up with a small idea. It's called remote proxy generator. You select the folder. I saw you before. You put an IP address of a server, and then you select your option, and the idea is actually to do all the computing, all the transformation in the background on another computer. Just next to me I have a Windows computer, really powerful computer, but I personally edit on my MacBook because there is Final Cut, because I can work on the go, and I can go to work, go to the office, go back home and still work on the same edit. And the idea is just I have a I have a powerful computer somewhere, and that's doing the transcoding. With that, the good thing is now my computer is only sending files, which is really cheap. So basically, you put the IP address of the server, then you can put a comma and then a port number. Here we're going to use the default one, which is 80, which is the HTTP classic port. The communication between the two is HTTP. The cool thing with that is if you VPN, you can send the traffic over the VPN, but also through firewalls, also by redirecting ports. It's really easy if you know what you're doing to just be, for example, you have a really powerful computer at work, you go home, you're doing remote work, for example, and if you have a good connection, a good like fiber connection, you can send files to work, and then it sends you back the proxy file. Like the expensive part is actually generating the proxy. So if you have a really powerful computer at work, just use it and you can remote work and still work on your edit. So what happened, we're going to launch it. So I have my folder selected. I'm going to select like the resolution I want. Usually when you edit, you're not going to see the movie in full screen. So if you have 4K file, and for example that laptop is not 4K monitor, and actually I'm going to, when I edit, have the timeline take half of the screen. So actually I'm going to see that video file in a much smaller resolution, and actually when I edit I don't need much details. I just need like the composition, timing, the music, everything, but just it can be low quality. I don't really care personally, but you can choose which resolution you want, then which video codec you want. DNxHR is great for DaVinci Resolve, ProRes is better for maybe Apple for Final Cut. H.264 and H.265, the good thing with that is it's small file, so it's much smaller file, but it's harder to compress to edit because it's a much more compressed format. It's like usually when you want to edit proxy, you want to go from H.264 and H.265 to DNxHR or Apple ProRes, and then each version of Apple ProRes and HR have different version of them. Basically, it's corresponding to bitrate. So LB, SQ, HQ, low bandwidth, standard quality, and high quality. And then Apple ProRes, proxy, LT, ProRes, ProRes HQ. If you want to generate proxy, you can use ProRes proxy. Usually it's good enough. If it's not good enough, you can move L to LT or to ProRes standard, and you can increase the resolution. Here we're going to use, let's go with ProRes proxy, and I'm starting, and you can see below nothing. Like right now it's transcoding, and it's transcoding on the other computer. Right now my system is not not having any load. So the cool thing is I can now edit, this file could be imported in Resolve. I can start editing. I run that program in the background, and then as soon as I get a file back, it's added into the proxy file, and Resolve is smart enough to know that if a file has a proxy folder and has the same name and the same length and the same not resolution, but the same length and aspect ratio, he know it's a proxy. So the cool thing is you can start working. That other PC is going to generate the proxy in the background. You can work. So it's finished right now. So I have the 4 files here that are back. You can see no load on my system. I can start editing. The file will, you will have Resolve behaving normally. Then the proxy will be back, will be automatically detected by Resolve. So it will start using them. And then the Resolve will get much snappier by using these proxies. And then when you edit the file, when you finish editing, you are going to export the file, and the original file will be used. It's only the proxy are used for editing, and it makes just your life much easier when you edit with a proxy. So the issue with proxies is just people don't use it because it takes a lot of time and a lot of power, and they want to start working right now. There's two schools. You wait for the proxy, or you don't do it because you want to work fast. I say you just work fast and have the proxy made on another computer. Here's what I use. So I'm going to show you in another video how to set up the server. It's really easy, but basically you have the idea. I hope it will be a useful project to you, and happy editing.